What's going on, guys? My name is Fake Thriller. Today I am joined by Snooze603, and we are going to go over the PP-19. We're going to do a bit of a follow-up to our video review that we put out a few weeks back, and talk about the weapon now, how we feel about it, do we use it, do we like our ratings, and so on and so forth. So, Snoov, why don't you get us started with... I believe you gave it a 2-star before?
I did. I gave it a 2 out of 5, and the most memorable quote that I had about that was, the PP-19 really fucks with my head, and I stand by that. Like, you think with such a high magazine capacity and high fire rate that makes up for the lack of damage that it has, or the lack of knockdown power? Bullshit. Dude, this gun sucks.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about knockdown power, its maximum damage of like 16.1 or 7 or something like that is just barely higher than most of the engineer class's minimum damage.
Right. You need 6 bullets minimum to get a kill. And actually, at 16... Well, yeah, I think it was like 16.7 or something like that. So, 6 bullets, 6 hit markers to get a kill with this gun is just... You're asking way too much. Especially with such a high fire rate gun, it's going to kick a little bit on you. No, forget it. It doesn't matter what kind of capacity is in the thing. You're going to be ripping through bullets trying to get kills, and they are going to be hard to come by.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you use the PP-19. Like, I was just using it in the game you guys are watching right now, and you could see when I start shooting at somebody, I get so many hit markers, and I send so many bullets towards the opponent that they like freak out and they like run around in circles and like do twists and then go prone and like try and dodge it. And like the crazy thing is that they have time to do all these things while getting hit and while having more than 50 rounds shot at them, like all at one time. But yeah, the gun, I gave it a 4 out of 5, which in hindsight seems very generous. Although I do well with it, and in most situations, the thing you just got to watch out for is long range is nothing to even mess with, because, like Snoop said, it'll really mess with your head in the sense of how many times you're hitting somebody, and you'll often wonder if, like, the enemy you were shooting at and another enemy switched places when you were blinking or something, because they seem to be taking so much damage.
Yep. I don't like the gun. Like, going back and, I gave it a 2 out of 5. I guess it's fair, but I mean, honestly, the damage stats speak for itself. It's not a good gun. Like, to be honest, I don't know why they even gave it such lowly stats. Like, what was the point? Like, a high fire rate cannot really compensate for such a low damage rate, because with higher fire rate, comes with higher recoil in most cases, and the PP-19 certainly has its fair share of recoil.
Right, and what you're trying to say is, even though there's, like, because we've said before that the high fire rate guns are the best in Battlefield 3, but that's when they're packing assault rifle damage, which is like 40% higher, 50% higher than the PP-19, which means like you're done in a couple seconds. Like, 'cause we're talking about dealing with players that always have 100% health. So the F2000 and the FAMAS still win that category because they deal X amount of damage, plus they have the same or a higher fire rate.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing else for me really to say to add on this weapon. I guess it's kind of fun to try every once in a while for shits and giggles, but honestly, the gun's kind of a waste of your time. And I know there's going to be a handful of people that are going to come up like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. This gun's fucking awesome. I've got like 30 service stars with it. Well, yeah, every gun is going to have at least a handful of people that can fucking rate face with it. But
well, and that's like, I'll be one of those people for this gun. Like, it's not the best thing ever. Like, in the review, I actually mentioned that one of the great things about it is that it is a PDW, so you can choose what class you want to run. But to be honest, when I was re-evaluating the gun just now, I felt like I was kind of backed into using the support class just so I could give myself more ammo. And on top of that, I felt like the best perk to use with it would be the suppression perk. Obviously, when you're support, so you don't have to worry about the ammo perk. Because at the very least, you could suppress some people while you're slinging all that lead down range. But
Right.
So to each their own. I'll stick with the 4 out of 5. I like it. I just popped in Battlefield 3. I jumped into a couple games and I did very respectably with it. A lot better than I would some weapons that I've given a 3. So relatively speaking, I like it better than the majority of guns. So I'll stick with my 4 rating. And you'll stick with your 2?
Yeah, because I've mentioned it a lot in the past, where I really feel that where Battlefield 3 shines is that they did a really good job of weapon balance. But I feel like the PP-19 just kind of fell on the wayside, that when they were going through and doing all this weapon balancing, somehow the PP-19 got missed. And when they made the game, they're like, oh, fuck, we forgot this gun. And it sucks. Whatever, just leave it. It could do with a major buffing. Like, make the minimum damage like 20. That's still not much. Now you're talking one less bullet to get a kill. And that would make it a little bit more appealing, but even still, it would still make it a very weak gun.
Wait, the minimum damage 20? You mean the max, like...
Sorry, maximum damage, a minimum of 20. Yes, correct.
No big deal, minimum damage 20. Best gun in the game. GG, no re. Alright guys, let us know, we've actually gained a lot of subscribers since we put out the review. So go ahead and let us know what you think of the PP-19, what you like to use it with, like what class and what perks and stuff like that. And I think we will catch you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Hey guys, check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/fakethriller and twitter.com/snoof603.